Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. Starting off with some showbiz news tonight, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Living up to the name of the entertainment capital of the world, Caesars Entertainment and Spiegelworld announced a $75 million theater production partnership. As part of that deal, Spiegelworld is planning a new show at the Link Hotel's Glitter Loft. The production, entitled DiscoShow, will be designed by the creators of 70s disco band Chic and Broadway's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And the Gaming Control Board approves Bally's Corporation's deal to buy the online gaming company GameSys. Bally's, which is also buying the Tropicana, says it intends to use the GameSys platform for online operations, including sports betting. Plus, Paris Las Vegas is losing one of its restaurants, the Italian eatery Martirano's, as part of a reshuffling of the resort's restaurants. While Caesars Entertainment has yet to announce a replacement, Nobu Restaurant and Lounge and Vanderpump Paris are expected to debut at the resort. Plans for a Martha Stewart restaurant have also been filed with Clark County. In Health, sponsored by 4M Dental. Love your smile again. Governor Steve Sisolak defends his record on COVID in a one-on-one interview with the Review-Journal's Bill Denser. Sisolak says fighting the virus remains his day-to-day focus as the case numbers rise in parts of Nevada.
But I've never focused any decisions that I've made as it relates to COVID on re-election. I mean, they were strictly based on science and medical advice that I was given by my medical advisory team, and that's what I use to make my decisions. My election never even entered into my thought.
You can watch the full interview on our website, lvrj.com, which includes his response to criticisms from Republicans planning to run against him in 2022. And the Clark County Mental Health Court is helping participants avoid the endless cycle of drugs, hospitals, and prison. Review-Journal's Renee Summerhour tells us how. Renee?
The mental health court is the best thing that ever happened, because before that, I was on the street.
Jen, this is Harry SNYDER. After years of multiple arrests, the 53-year-old is now living in an apartment and off the streets, and says his life was turned around after he was accepted to Clark County District Court's Mental Health Court program. Caitlin Mraz, the program's coordinator, said that the court tries to halt the revolving door of going from psychiatric hospital to jail and back.
It's like, okay, so this is really an opportunity to kind of turn things around, and most are very, very eager and willing to do that, even though it is very hard.
The program takes about 2 years to graduate, depending on the participants' charges and process. A district judge who oversees the program says it's ultimately cheaper for someone with a chronic mental illness to go through the court program instead of prison. The program also works to prevent future arrests. Jen?
In other top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. The latest on the awning collapse at the La Bonita supermarket in East Las Vegas. According to Clark County records, an engineering firm declares strong winds were to blame for the August 13th collapse that trapped 25 people inside and injured 4. However, a National Weather Service meteorologist says gusts did not exceed 25 miles per hour that day. Also in East Las Vegas, a motorcyclist is recovering from injuries after colliding with a Clark County school bus. It happened just before 7:30 this morning on East Russell Road and Palm Street. Police say the children inside were not injured, though. The motorcyclist was taken to the hospital. Now to your forecast, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 hour's here for you. Tonight's temps are in the 60s right now. Should taper off into the 50s in the overnight hours. On Friday, another sunny day with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. Expect much of the same on Saturday before the highs briefly get back up into the 80s on Sunday with some cloud coverage. Highs dipping into the 70s next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then another warm-up. In entertainment, sponsored by DiscoverNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. Wayne Newton delays his comeback performances in his hometown, Las Vegas. Review Journal's John Katzlamidis explains why.
Mr. Las Vegas Wayne Newton might not be performing in Las Vegas this year. Newton has announced that back ailments have forced him to postpone his return to Flamingo, Las Vegas, which was scheduled for this month, as far back as maybe January of next year. We'll keep an eye on this, but Newton says that he had back surgery in August. He's still not fully recovered, and he's going to wait until he's 100% to get back on stage.
Now to your sports, sponsored by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app and get a bonus up to $500 when you sign up.
Carl Nassib. He and I spoke yesterday a couple of times. He requested a personal day today. He just said he's got a lot to process. There's a lot that's been going on the last few days. And of course, we support that request.
Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib returned to practice Thursday after taking a day off to process the events that led up to former head coach John Gruden's resignation. Nassib is currently the only openly gay player in the NFL, and emails surfaced of Gruden using anti-gay and homophobic language.
It was great to have him back, and whenever he comes back, he provides a little juice for us, and so he was great in the meetings, and he's all caught up and ready to go.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The Houston Astros are minus 140 favorites over the Red Sox to win the American League Championship Series at the Westgate SuperBook. Boston is plus 120. Houston is a minus 135 favorite over the Red Sox in Game 1 on Friday, and Boston is plus 125. The total is 8.5. The Astros are plus 375 favorites to win the series in 7 games and 10-1 to sweep Boston, while the Red Sox are plus 475 to win in 6 games and 18-1 to sweep Houston.
In your lifestyle news, helping victims of abuse and sex trafficking in the Las Vegas Valley, Bia Shiro Foundation teamed up with BOR, a business leadership program for a fundraising mixer at Distill.
Currently, girls are being picked up underage and forced to go to jail or juvie or all of those places that are their worst nightmare for the night. But instead, we're hoping to eventually get this house built so that they can go somewhere and be safe and be rescued.
Their goal, to raise $100,000 for emergency supplies and establishing a Shiro house. Visit shirofoundation.org to learn more. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here for more 7 at 7 tomorrow.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.